There's others that you could probably remember as well. Mother Teresa. These are all people that were ordinary people that God used in extraordinary ways. And when we look at people like that, we think, oh, wow, they had this vision or visionaries. And no, that's not the case. You look throughout the Bible. If I would say to you, who sticks out in the Bible in your mind, you could probably give me Abraham, Moses, Isaiah, Elijah, and Elisha that Pastor Joe has been talking and preaching about. How about Daniel? All the prophets in the Old Testament, godly men who stood on their faith and preached the word because they were called. Even Jonah. I put Jonah in the same category as, say, Joshua. Men that you wouldn't expect that would do great things for God. You come to the New Testament, we have the apostles. You have Paul. And others who have made an impact in people's lives that changed history, that changed the world. In our text today, in Joshua chapter 21, I look at Joshua as one of those men that was not ordinary, as kind of hidden behind the scene. Moses was his mentor. Moses we know all about. There's several books written Moses wrote that tells us about all his exploits and all God had called him to do. But during Moses' time, do you recall that there was a man underneath him that was faithful to Moses and to God, and that was Joshua. Joshua was a man, he started out in his youth following after Moses, mentoring after Moses. Joshua was a mighty man that God used because of his obedience, because of his courage, and because of his faith. It was Moses' successor who led the Israelites to give all the Israelites the land of Israel. God used Joshua to be that man. But yet, when we look at Joshua, he was just an ordinary man that had faith. He was originally named Hosea, who was a son of Nun from the tribe of Ephraim. Moses renamed him Yehoshua, meaning Yahweh is salvation, in Joshua 1:1. He was born in Egypt. He served as Moses' faithful servant all along. When Moses went into the temple to hear from God, to speak to God, Joshua stood at the tent entrance, at the doorway, and stood there while Moses was inside and would not leave until Moses come back out. When Moses went up onto the mountain to hear from God, Joshua went to the bottom of the mountain and waited for Moses to come back. Joshua was faithful to Moses. Joshua was obedient to Moses. And because of that faithfulness, because of his strong faith, God used him in a mighty way.